I promise to God that I am superior to all the Freemasons, the military, the gang members, mental health people, law enforcement, intelligence agencies, gays, Satanists, criminals, feminists, atheists, racists, and all the groups that I talk about, universities, and so on. Um, you know, After thinking about this and reflecting on it for quite some time, I came to the unavoidable conclusion that for anyone to participate in the system automatically makes them inferior. I came to this conclusion probably, I don't know, but definitely before 2009. And the reason that is because when you're dealing with Satanists, pedophiles, human traffickers, the worst criminals being, the pharmaceutical sector, they deal with Nazi kill rates. They consider the kill rates and how it affects society as a whole. That's what social policy, social biology, social democracy is all about. So when you participate with eugenicists, sadistic bastards, when you help these people out, when you collaborate with them, you are an inferior form of life. Either you are too stupid to realize that you shouldn't do it, or you agree with them, so you're inferior. And there's no way around it. And I see these social controllers everywhere, I brought up the case of Curtis. I don't think I brought it up in my. I don't think I uploaded that video. In University of Phoenix, and how these things overlap. With the military, they teach psychology there, information technology. They're gay friendly. They recruit feminist teachers and so on and so forth. Okay? And then, of course, they have other controlled opposition groups so they can control how you think, feel, and behave. Psychological operations and propaganda is all about controlling these things. And I go over this time and time again. So, when you are helping the social engineers, you are inferior. There's no way around that. You can try to beat around the bush, it's not going to change it. You can try to put it nicely to these people, it's not going to change it. Ultimately, they have chosen their selfish desires over humanity. And some of these people, they're very stupid. They think that they have their priorities straight by choosing their quote-unquote family. And there's many things wrong with that. Where do you draw the line of your family? Your immediate family? Your parents or not? Or you're just your children? And that's just the beginning of it. They're not really choosing their family. They're choosing to increase the materialism in their families' lives. If they were really choosing their family, they would do what's right for humanity. They would make it better for their family and make it so their family would, more likely find happiness instead of be doomed, to a life of pursuing fun and cheap thrills and bootlicking cowards that provide them. I've studied women for many, many years. There's no way around it. I fight for women's right to be happy, not right to try to usurp the natural order of society, not their right to, kill babies or, promote lesbianism and bisexuality, transsexuality, and homosexuality. But I actually fight for what is best for women, and I make no apologies for it. I do what's best for all of humanity. Even the spiritual bottom feeders that are reluctant to admit that I'm right, cannot debate me. They say stupid shit. The other day this guy said, well, show me a poll that shows, that people compare gays to bestiality and pedophilia. Such a poll really doesn't exist. It's like, show me a poll that, shows that people don't like to hang out in the bathroom. Unless, of course, they're smoking weed or doing something wrong, right? It's like, well, people don't take a fucking poll like that because it's common fucking sense. And this is the type of stupidity I deal with from the LGBT all the time. He said, that's not how you do argumentation. That's not how argumentation works. Oh boy. And it's these sickos hiding behind social norms. They're hiding behind quote unquote experts. And we all know that these people who claim to be experts really are not. You know, the people who get their jobs, including the president. I mean, the presidents are a shining example of the failure of quote unquote expert power. What happens is people start throwing in on and weighing in on who they believe the experts are, and they give them the most important jobs, and we're all supposed to just fall in line. I mean, if the president doesn't prove my point, if the president doesn't draw every single person and who has any important job in society, every social controller into question, then what does? You know, I mean, you people just really need to think about things for a minute. If you don't trust the president making personal decisions with your life and deciding what drugs you should take, then why should you trust a psychiatrist? A president had to go through more scrutiny and a longer process to become the president. You know, think about how easy it is to become a fucking shrink or a teacher or a cop. You know, why would you trust these people? They're inferior forms of life that support pedophiles, human traffickers, and want you to play dumb the way that they do. You know what? I've decided right now I'm going to show you pictures of Babylonian whores this whole video. Okay, because someone asked me, make a video, you know, about what you believe is the ideal woman. No female in this video is ideal. No female in this video is my equal. They are all inferior. Altogether, they are not worthy to be my wives. They are only worthy to be my concubines because of how they look. But seeing how I am not a man who has whores everywhere, they can't be that because there's no, it's not an option. I have an oath. The beauty of being a monk or a priest and a man of God is that you can bust people out. You can bust women out. You can bust women out. Because nobody, you know, you don't have to impress anyone. You know, I don't have to worry about, well, you know, if I say this, will women start shunning me? And even if I did, as I, you know, have in the past, it wouldn't stop me from saying what I have to say. So yes, you know, if you look at these Babylonian whores, what do you see? You see traitors. I mean, look carefully. At first glance, you see a female trying to smile and blah, blah, blah. What you really see is a conformist, is a traitor, is a feminist, you know, is a fucking pseudoscientific inferior form of life. When we look at the PhDs, what do they have a PhD in? Babylonian mysteries and stupidity. You know, the thin line between technology and magic and the imperfections of both. Who are they really? Scum that have defied God. I said it in a video that I don't think I'm going to upload, so I'm going to say it now. You know, the most enviable position in society to have is a man who is a man of God, who is the top martial artist. That is the most enviable position for people who are wise. Because they know that when what you bind on earth, you will bind in the afterlife. And your connection with God is important. Your great warrior skills is important. Why is Michael such a revered angel? Because he casts Lucifer out of heaven. He's a great warrior. You know, there's no way around it. We live in a society where women's judgment is painfully obvious every single day, as they are the more conformist sex. So what is the ideal woman? The ideal woman is not typical. She's not a conformist. She doesn't have any of the philosophies I talk bad about all the time. She doesn't work in any of those jobs. She's not a teacher. She's not a cop. She's not in the military. She's not in mental health. She's not she's concerned with social control. She's not concerned with controlling other people on behalf of Babylon's system. Impossible. No way. That, you know, we're talking, especially when we're talking about ideal. That's not even, you know, a good woman. But when we're talking about ideal, the ideal woman stands with me first and foremost. Watches my videos, gives them likes, throws in with me, because I am the major uncontrolled opposition to the New World Order. And I'm not saying that, I have a huge following or something. I'm the major uncontrolled opposition because everyone who gets more views than I have is controlled. It's the fucking problem, And everybody who talks about the things anywhere near as effectively as I do, they're controlled. They are controlled. So the ideal woman is a Christian or a Muslim. The ideal woman takes care of her mind, body, and soul. The ideal woman has hatred in her heart for other women. She detests other women for making her look bad. She detests other women for having the world associate her with them. She hates other women for trying to get her to conform. She hates other women for what they have done to me and all good men historically. She hates other women for defying God. She hates feminism. She absolutely cannot stand godless heathens, Satanists, eugenicists, feminists, the worst criminals. She hates shallowness. She hates selfishness. I mean, we look at the childish traits of the New World Order. The ideal woman is the opposite. She's not shallow. Okay? She's deep. She's not selfish. She's selfless. She's not a coward. She's brave. She's not a conformist. She's a non-conformist. She's not materialistic. She's spiritual. She's not a eugenicist. She's not a racist. She may say racist things, but she's not truly a racist. And there's a difference. Because we all get mad and we say things we don't mean. And so you don't have to be perfect to be ideal. You just have to strive for a higher form of living in existence. The ideal woman sees things the way I do. There's no way around that. I'd be lying if I didn't say that that is the case. The ideal woman is beautiful naturally. She doesn't need nice things to look beautiful. She's beautiful naturally. You see her just dressed humbly, less than a few $100s worth of clothes, and shoes and all her whole outfit put together. And she's just gorgeous. She's just naturally beautiful. There's no Cruella de Vil vibe about her. There's no Rihanna vibe. No this kind of soulless Beyonce vibe. She's more beautiful than they are. Not just because of how she looks, but because she's shining from the inside. She's not of this world. She has a deep connection to God, and she will not let it go no matter what. She will not conform no matter what. She will not sell out to Babylon, even if you slaughtered her family in front of her one at a time. In the most horrible way. She's a woman of principle. And unfortunately, this type of woman does not exist. Thank you.